What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today we got a video for you guys, and it has Angry Astronaut. If you don't know him, he's on YouTube. Does some really good work. Go check him out. And in this video, he's talking about the photos that might be coming out from NASA. And the reason supposedly they haven't released them yet when it comes to 3i Atlas is because of the government shutdown, which is completely bullshit. We all know that. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and check out this video and his opinion on this, because I think it's actually completely great what he says here, because he's right on the mark. He's right on point.
Before we get to it, if you would, guys, please like, comment, share the video out. It really helps us. We greatly appreciate it. Let's check this out and we'll talk about it afterward.
Afternoon, alien enthusiasts, and welcome to another Angry Alien Bulletin. The thing that everybody is really waiting for when it comes right down to it, the NASA HiRISE images still are not public, even though the government was officially reactivated. I would assume that NASA needs a little bit more time for everybody to get their ducks in the row, everybody to come back to work or whatever, but frankly, I don't think it matters very much. Regardless of what we see in these photos, unless they show us something really spectacular, like evidence that 3i Atlas's coma is enormous, 10 or 20 kilometers in diameter or something along those lines, or has a very strange, unnaturally looking morphology. In other words, unless these images show us something very bizarre, nobody's going to believe that they're legitimate. I mean, everyone's going to think that they were doctored if they turn out to be ordinary images of an ordinary comet with an ordinary nucleus. No one will believe that any of that is true. And frankly, even I might think that they've been doctored. I mean, I don't subscribe to conspiracy theories ever, really, but given the fact that these images have been hidden from the public now for well over a month, even though the HiRISE website, the very website that announces photos, discoveries, etc., made by this orbiting satellite, that has remained active. That has continued to post image after image after image of Mars, images that have been captured during the time of the government shutdown. The only images from the HiRISE camera that won't be publicized or haven't been publicized are 3i Atlas. Obviously, these are things that could have easily been done. The official explanation is that, well, 3i Atlas images would be a general NASA announcement, and that can't be done during a government shutdown. Bullshit. I am finding it more and more difficult.
Oh, I completely agree with him on that one. You're telling me you've been releasing images from this thing throughout the whole shutdown. Now, all of a sudden, oh, we can't release anything from 3i Atlas because of the shutdown.
Yeah, Matt, they want us to believe that the person who would not only gather this data, but release it just isn't working right now. I mean, that's how dumb that is. Like, I don't believe that for a second. All those people are working, and you've already got the satellite in place. I don't even know if to call it a satellite. I mean, it's, going around Mars, but it has a view, and it doesn't cost us anything to release that information. So I'm astounded at the level of lying going on behind 3i Atlas
to accept the government's explanation on any of this. So even though I'm interested in seeing these images from the HiRISE, I have a feeling that what we're going to see is something that nobody is going to believe is real.
Isn't that the truth? Like, that's exactly what I'm concerned with. How do we even know they've hyped this thing up so much? It's vaporizing nickel, and they can see that with their instruments, but the coma isn't going the right way. If there is a coma, it's supposed to be behind the sun until the 19th of December. So I suppose that a, orbiting craft around Mars could probably get a good picture of this. None of it makes any sense. It almost seems like they're not releasing or pumping up a false narrative just simply to draw attention and eyes away from other things going on.
I don't know about that if they're trying to draw attention from other things going on, but I'll say this. I found out today, supposedly, that thing has picked up in speed somehow. I don't know if that's true or not. Really, what I think it's meant to do is to get people more interested in space, because Trump and NASA, as well as SpaceX, are talking about going to the moon and going back to the moon and going to Mars. So I think it more has to do with getting the nation more interested in that and maybe getting some unity into it, maybe, just maybe. And I think it's more of a manipulation in that way than it actually has to do with anything trying to hide anything. Now, the other thing also, when it comes to the pictures, I agree with them. I think they'll be probably edited and won't look the same as they should. Now, do I think this is a spaceship? No. Do I think a lot of the information is coming out exaggerated? Absolutely. And the reason is because they're trying to get people more into space stuff, because a lot of people believe that's our future.
Yeah. Yeah. The speed thing, a way that could happen is if it's at the right trajectory around the sun. It's the same effect as when we, use the moon's gravity to lasso a ship around, like Apollo 13. They lassoed around the moon to get the thrust, and to get the extra thrust from the moon on the return trajectory to the Earth. So with how big the sun is, if it would hit at the right, place going around the sun, this thing could get turbocharged as far as speed goes, because we all know that, what Einstein basically said is that the heavy gravitational objects like the sun actually warp space-time. So, and you can picture that like with a trampoline with a big metal ball, heavy ball in the center of the trampoline. And then you let a little ball go next to it, and you can see how it just starts gaining momentum and gaining momentum. So if it is gaining speed, it has to be something to do with the angle it's passing the sun at.
Yeah, I think I saw that in a movie one time. But guys, this is the end of the video. We hope you enjoyed. Please hit that like button, comment, and share this out to everybody.
Thanks for joining us, and have a wonderful day.